Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. Future Stars feels like it's kind of cooked already. Even with 3 days left in this promo, we're wanting to look ahead to something more fun. And that's what I want to talk about today, because the next promo coming in this game, Knockout Royalty, actually looks like it might be bringing some fun, not just with this 3-part tournament that we already see here, but with some of the news that we had released yesterday about what this promo may entail. Some fun SBCs look like they may be coming back, and it's not quite the promo we thought it was going to be. This is technically the first time ever that we've seen this Knockout Royalty promo. It's not just related to Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, and it's not live cards. So we're going to talk about that today, because we do have a few bits of news and leaks, but also we're going to look at today's content on Tuesday, because speaking of fun, last Tuesday we had a fun SBC, a Future Stars Guaranteed Team 1 pack, and I think we're getting the Team 2 pack today. We're going to talk about that and how we can still invest, because fodder's still looking very good to buy, but I'm a little worried about other parts of the market still. Let's discuss, guys. If you're excited for this one, drop a thumbs up on it, hype the video if you can, and subscribe if you are new. Now, we're going to go over yesterday's content on Monday first. It was a quiet one, but there was some interesting SBC content. First, in Evolutions, we had another one of those kind of individual stat boosting evos, except this one boosts 2 different stats. It's called Make the Link. It's a free evo, repeatable 10 times. Once again, only max 86 overall for the requirement, but it gives +2 curve and +2 attack positioning up to 89. This is similar to those Vision and the Balance evos that we had a couple of, I guess, weeks, maybe even over a month ago now. Those were a bit more appealing than this one, in my opinion, because this one's only repeatable 10 times. And once again, you do have a stat limit here of only up to 89, but it does not increase the overall of the card. So what I'm looking at here is a guy like my Bobby Charlton evo, right? I'm going to give him +2 attack positioning and +2 curve, and that will take him up to right about 88 or an 89 in each of those stats. So I can do this evo 10 times. Maybe I'm going to pick 5 or 6 different players to get them up to that stat cap, and that'll just help them out a little bit with the curve stat and the attack positioning stat. Once again, guys, the curve stat actually only impacts passing. It does not impact shooting as we know it. That was, again, one of the things we learned at EA last summer, that the curve stat you would think would be involved in finesse shots, but we saw the code of the game and the calculations of what stats go into a finesse shot. Curve is nowhere near it. It is reactions and finishing, or if you're outside the box, reactions and long shots. It's crazy, right? I wish we had a whole lot more detail in that sort of situations, or all the situations where stats are being used and how they're calculated and with the inputs. But curve is good for passing. Attack positioning is good, obviously, for attacking. But that evo there, I think we'd like it a bit more if the stat cap was higher. If we could take a card up to 95 or 99 rated, and if it was more times repeatable than just 10, I still think the Vision and the Balance evos that we could do up to 99 and had like 30 or 40 times repeatable, those were peak. This one's okay, but those other ones were a peak. Now, let's go to the SBC content, where things got a little bit interesting yesterday with a new and improved player pick, the 1 of 3 81+. Now, this one actually made me stop and think, what's gonna be better, the Team of the Year crafting upgrade for the 79x3 that is still out for a couple more days, or this brand new 81 and plus player pick? And guys, I say this a lot with upgrade packs, but it's so true. You really just have to test them on your account. I did 10 of these picks yesterday. I'm gonna do 10 of them right now just to test it out again. I had really bad player picks. The new ones, right? 81+, they go up a rating from what we've had in the past couple of weeks. There's a good 87 rated card right there, but I was having very bad luck. So I went back to the 79x3s, but really it just kind of depends. Your account, you might hit crazy on these 81+ picks. I've seen some people tweeting me like, yo, Nate, I'm getting a lot of walkouts out of these. I'm getting informs, maybe the odd promo card. If that's the case for you, then keep doing these. But if you're just getting consistent 82s, 83s, and even maybe like one walkout out of a set of 10 like I'm doing here, I'd still stick to the 79x3 Team of the Year crafting upgrade, because that just gives you more players, and those players can be rinsed back into other SBCs. And I still feel like in a lot of those packs, well, there we go. There's a walkout. There's a promo card. I still feel like in a lot of the 79x3 packs, I'm getting a good amount of fodder. So far, this set is a little bit better. But once again, this is a great place to be rinsing your extra golds in the club. And I wish, like the crafting upgrade, you got more packs back than just, or more players back than just one. But it's at the risk of getting a higher rated player. So you really, all that to say, just need to try those out. Try out which pack works best for you, either the crafting pack or the 81 plus times 3. The 81 plus pick there does not require a whole lot. It is very nice with just 3 golds that are rare and 3 golds that are common, so that's actually pretty nice. It's worth doing. Also, what's worth doing from yesterday's content is the 80 plus 4 of 10 player pick. Of course, we do love to see that one refreshing once again and going up a rating as well. This one just takes the gold common cards, so that's worth doing a couple times per day. And then, of course, we had the Dani Olmo Flashback SBC. We were waiting for this one, right? And I think EA dropped this card at a very good price. It is Tiki Taka and Technical Plus as expected. Really good stats. Again, no 5-star skill or weak foot boost, which is kind of what I was hoping to see here with this card. That would have made it extra special. But he does have good rolls. He's got center mid cam and striker positions and good play styles. Maybe you could say missing a quick step or missing a pinged pass potentially on wherever you'd want to play him. Maybe as a cam. I think most people want to play this card as a center attacking mid. But then you look at the price and you see it's only 4 squads. You got 2 87s, but you got an 2 86s and 2 87s. That's actually the price right there. But only 200,000 coins. Like that is not bad. If this card was on the market, let's say, would he be with 2 playstyle pluses and the first promo card for Dani Olmo on the year around 200,000 coins? It might be there with his good playstyle base and pluses that he has. So I don't think that it's terrible, but also for me, it just doesn't quite move the needle for my club. I know that I just packed a lot of Barcelona players. We had the Lamine Yamal card, of course. I got the Fermin yesterday. That was crazy. I still can't believe it. We have the Pedri from Team of the Year. Super stoked about that one, but it just doesn't really seem to make or to fit my main squad, so I'm going to be skipping that one myself. But speaking of SBCs, I want to get right into the conversation about the market, because as we're making this video right now, Team of the Weeks are looking very viable once again. And there's a couple of reasons why I think these are viable. They're under 15K now. I bought all mine for like 14,750 to 15K. What was that, 2 days ago now? And now they're at 14.75. sitting on the market. So if you can get 15K for especially 86 and 87 rated informs today on Tuesday, this should be the end of most of the supply for these cards, and hopefully they will reach 17K or above again today, maybe even higher tomorrow. Because guys, all these cards yesterday on this game were 17,000 coins at the content drop, or selling for lazies right around 17K. I would highly recommend investing in those, or at least investing in a couple of them, because there's going to be multiple SBCs requiring those informs today, and the supply is going to run out, or there's going to be a lot less of it. Now, for the rest of the fodder market, remember last week what happened on this very day of Tuesday? We had the high rated cards go to the freaking moon because of SBCs that were expiring, right? If we take a look at the 14-day graph, you saw last week, Tuesday morning, 89 rateds went from 20,000 coins to Wednesday, they were 29. And then, of course, on Friday, they went all the way to 32. I don't think that they're going to do this exact same thing like they did last week, but I do think they could maybe go from like 17K on the 89 rated cards up to maybe like 23 to 24. I feel like it's not going to be as big of a rise, but instead of the Sophia Wilson and the Marcelo SBCs expiring, which is what made all of those cards go up crazy last time, you have a couple of SBCs expiring soon that are still pretty popular. The Butragueño expires today, and maybe more importantly, in the next 3 days, you have the Totti SBC that's going to be expiring. And then later on Saturday this weekend, you're going to have the Ronaldo Messi player pick that's expiring as well. So again, maybe not as hype as the Marcelo and the Sophia Wilson, because both of those were crazy SBCs. But you could also say, well, what if there's some other big SBCs that are leaked for this knockout royalty promo that's incoming, and maybe that would make some of these cards go up. I think this is an all-time low, or pretty close to it, for some of the 89 rated cards. Like if you look at their graph and zoom out all time, it's not quite the all-time low. 89s were 14K. I think it's actually the all-time low for either 91s or 90s. I was just looking at a couple of graphs here. Yeah, it's not the all-time low for these cards, but Puteus has not been below 50,000 coins this entire year. She was 56K early in January, and then, of course, they went crazy for Team of the Year. Here we are again at 52,000 coins, and we still have some of those bigger SBCs like the Totti, like the Butra, and the Messi Ronaldo coming to a close this week. So I'm thinking that there could be some rises. I'm not really going to invest for it because I think a lot more people are going to be investing for it this week. And since there's not very many, if there's any, 90 rated squads, I think you'd really want to focus on the 89s. I guess I'd have to double check that Messi Ronaldo SBC. I think it was a whole bunch of 88s and 89s, if I remember correctly. And even the Totti, I don't believe had a 90 rated squad. I think it just had a bunch of 88s and 89s. So in that case, I think you'd want to stick to the 89 and the 90s for the investments. Yeah, just a bunch of 89s here for Totti. I think you want to go for the 89s and the 90s there instead of trying to go for the 91s. But if that's a quick little investment you wanted to make, I think those prices could go up in the next couple of days, but just not as crazy as last week. Now, speaking of prices, another thing I got to point out is these Team of the Week price range updates are going insane. Like this 84 rated Mickey Van de Ven's now 1.1 million coins because obviously he's out of packs and a lot of people want to evolve him. And yeah, EA just keep updating the price ranges of these cards. Now, if you had invested in a card like this Informed Dorgu, you're very happy that the price range got updated on this card, which was, I believe, extinct at 50,000 coins and is now 87K. The same thing happened to Leonard Carl, right? Very popular future star card for the Academy Evo. He was extinct at 110,000 coins. Now he's extinct at 190,000 coins. So if you held on to those investments, GG's. That's just yet again another example of club stocking some of the big name players from Team of the Weeks. Even now at this stage of the game, some of those informs by the next 2 or 3 or 4 months are going to go up like crazy in price. You can look at a Casemiro Team of the Week right now and probably stock one in your club for a decent price and come back to it in maybe during the World Cup, and this card may be 70,000 coins sort of situation. Now, he's not quite, 18,000 coins, as you'd maybe like to see here. He was 18K, now he's coming back up a bit. But, that's a card that you could just club stock and wait, and then someday you'll make a huge amount of coins and a nice little payout there. Now, last thing I want to talk about the market are these Future Stars Team 2 cards. Now, I said I got to get into some trades, and I did buy a few cards, but I actually didn't end up buying any of the future stars from Team 2. I think a lot of people are looking to make this investment this week because of how Team 1 did last week. And I'm not saying these cards won't rise. I just think there's a lot more people investing in these, and I think that's going to slow the rise. But yesterday, there was great rises. Like yesterday, Fermin was 610,000 coins, maybe even 600K flat, and he rose all the way up to like 680, I believe. If we take a look at the graph, yeah, he went to 672, highest recorded sale of 1.07 million. Okay, that's a little bit suspect, but probably sold for 680 right around here. So very nice rise yesterday as expected, and they're dropping back down again. But I think if you bought yesterday, you're chilling. Keep holding on to these cards, and hopefully watch them rise today, even into tomorrow a little bit before you think about selling. I just think you can't imagine that these cards are going to go up as much as Team 1 did, because we actually have some excitement incoming and some news about a promo. Whereas last week it was like, Future Stars Team 2 is going to be incoming. So if you want to buy a card for your team for Future Stars, I'd be looking at the prices today. I think they're going to continue to go up. I'm just not thinking they're going to go up as much as Team 1 did, especially because I know there's more investors out here on the market. What I did is, you can see I spent a good load of my coins right now. I went out to the market and I bought some out of packs cards. Like I bought a Patrick Guijarro for 248,000 coins because I'm seeing that she's almost 270, and then if you take a look at her graph in the last couple of days, she hits about 270,000 coins just about each day. So I bought for 248, waiting to see her card go back up to 270, and I'll take my small profits there. I felt like trading with the out-of-packs cards was a bit of a safer place to be right now. I bought a Harry Kane for 665K. I bought a couple of Abedi Pelés for like 510. Right now he's about 560. So that's kind of where my coins are at the moment. I went for more of the out of packs, just general regular fluctuation flips instead of trying to risk it on an in packs future stars card. But I do think that a couple of these will be moving today. I'm still trying to be careful on this market though. I'm doing quick flips only heading into today's content because of the leaks, because of the news that we have for this promo of Knockout Royalty that's incoming. Let's talk about that, guys, because we said it in yesterday's video. The content was probably going to be slow yesterday and Monday, so the leakers were probably going to start leaking. But EA started it all off by posting this. At the content drop yesterday, EA said, yep, this Friday is Knockout Royalty, and we're adding 4 new heroes in. Now, I think there's a couple of Easter eggs in this post here. 4 new heroes obviously is pretty crazy. We've already had a number of new heroes added. Of course, we had the Big Meeks recently. We had Fabregas recently, amongst some others that have been added to this game. And then, of course, in the last couple of weeks, we've had leaks of new icons and heroes that were coming, and it sounds like it's a good chunk, not just heroes. There may be an icon as well coming in this Knockout Royalty promo. But in this picture here, you see some trophies. Looks like there may be an FA Cup trophy. Like, some people are reading into this, looking at the shape of the FA Cup trophy and then finding it here in the upper parts of this little graphic here. It's really tough to figure out who these 4 new heroes are. However, we have a good guess, because remember, Foot Sheriff just a couple of days ago posted this whole list of the leaked hero cards and icons that were expected to be coming to FC26 soon. Mandzukic, Mackay, Honevs, and then Barzagli, Cambiaso, Bierhoff, Gilberto Silva. So out of all of these that are listed here, 4 of them are going to be dropping in the game this weekend, and we just await the leakers' news or EA's official news from themselves to actually tell us which of those 4 are going to be incoming. So that's kind of the biggest question mark right now as to what cards we're going to get. Obviously, the stats you see here on a Mandzukic, that's his base hero card stats. These are official, allegedly, as well, but you know he's going to get a better card in the promo, and then after that, the base card will be coming into a pack. So that's kind of the biggest mystery right now, but EA started it all off yesterday. And then after EA tweeted this, the leakers, of course, got to their information. Of course, it's funny, right? We started talking about leakers yesterday and how they frauded. Well, specifically, one leaker frauded with that Evo leak with the Bombazo emojis. But still, we'll take these leaks with a pinch of salt as we head into the rest of the week this week. But guys, how often do these leakers miss on the promo players, right? Not very often. First of all, Dunga, one of the new icons, is expected to come in this Knockout Royalty promo. The biggest question mark with this promo is, what is the card design? As we take a look at the leaks today, just realize that this may not be the exact card design, but what we know so far is there's going to be something cool about it because of what is here in the menus with the red and with kind of the, I don't even know what you call that, the gold, the shiny, yeah, just the cool looking design that is involved on that, you know, background image there. It's somehow probably going to be woven into the card design that we do see, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see the card design here pretty soon. But Dunga is going to be in. All these stats, by the way, are predicted for these players. Iniesta is coming in the next promo as a Knockout Royalty, a card that a lot of people thought would get a Team of the Year icon or Team of the Year icon SBC. He didn't. Here we are, Knockout Royalty. We've got Mia Hamm getting a promo card. Wow, that's going to be a crazy, crazy card. Once again, predicted stats. These are not official, but she is going to be absolutely insane. And then from there, it gets pretty interesting with the regular players, if you want to call them that are going to be coming this promo as well. Vinny Jr. is coming as a Knockout Royalty player. Again, you would imagine all these would have 2 playstyle pluses, hopefully have some really big stat boosts, but would also be very curious to know like what makes these cards special. And we'll read in just a second about what the leakers think this promo is about, but it doesn't have to do with Champions League or Conference League or Europa League, because when we think about the knockouts, that's kind of what we think about. And as you see with the card designs we're going to look at in a second, a lot of people thought that and even had card designs made up to kind of reflect that, but that's not the full story of this promo. More players coming in Knockout Royalty. Havertz, Griezmann, and Mickey Van de Ven are all getting promo cards as well. There's a Chelsea player that has not been leaked yet. Some people were wondering if the Kai Havertz is like a commemorative card for what he did for Chelsea. And that's kind of the thought with this promo, is like some of these players are getting recognized for how they performed in big knockout games of whatever tournament or cup competition was going on. Again, you see the cups, right? The trophies that are in this image, and you wonder if there's something to do with that. Van de Ven is coming as a Knockout Royalty player, of course, as well. That was leaked. He was one of the first leaks yesterday. And of course, you see Foot Sheriff here using this like UCL themed card, but it doesn't look like this is just going to be a UCL themed promo. And the last player before we talk about what this is Benjamin Pavard. He's been leaked as well. And I'm going to imagine there's more players that are going to be leaked heading into today, on Tuesday, and throughout the rest of this week. But what is this promo? And this post from FIFA Trading Romania maybe sums it up the best. He says, when the pressure is at its peak, royalty rises. Knockout Royalty celebrates the players who define knockout football, leaders, legends, and match winners. Trophy emoji. Expect themed showdowns. This is where it gets good, and you hear about the fun content that might be upcoming, right? Expect themed showdowns, icon picks, and more specific content around them. And then he leaks Haji as a part of the promo. So it's not just the Champions League. It's not just the European competitions. It's knockout football in general. That's very interesting because that would kind of confirm, just thinking about this, that it would not be a live card promo. That's what, we were maybe thinking. Of course, we had the primetime promo this year, which was live and upgrading cards for Champions League. And in previous years, what EA has done is they dropped like Road to the Knockouts early in the fall, early in the game cycle. And then in the second half, after the group stages, of course, during the knockout rounds, we would get Road to the Final, as of course those live cards would progress towards those upgrades. So that's kind of what we assumed this knockout royalty was going to be about, but it seems to be bigger than that. So I love the idea of the showdowns here. We've been needing showdowns, man. To be completely honest, it's been a long time. Foot Sheriff actually tweeted this out yesterday before the leak started flying, hinting at this. He said, we haven't had a showdown SBC in a while. Like, there has been so many big games in the past couple of months where they could have rocked a showdown SBC. It just adds a special flavor to the mix of real life footy, a game happening, and then being in the game and feeling like you have some sort of skin in the game. It's almost like a little bit of a gamble in a way, but it's like an extra reason, even if you're not a fan of one of the teams that is playing, it's an extra reason to watch the game and kind of, like root for that club a little bit. It's just an added level of fun as a football fan and as a fan of this game. I love the showdowns, and I think showdowns are a lot of fun. I like that they're a part of this promo. I'm really curious about what the icon picks and more specific content around them means. Maybe Foot Sheriff was just dropping a bunch of hints in the last couple of days, because he posted this tweet about DePaul, but then previous to that, he just randomly posted this player pick of the Sergio Ramos player pick end of an era. If you guys remember this card, it was absolutely crazy back when it was released. A lot of people took the center backs Ramos. Some people took the right back one, but maybe there was something to this. Maybe he is saying that there's going to be some other sort of SBC released during this promo. It's going to have two options for the same player. Maybe it'll be an end of an era. Maybe it won't be. Who knows? I'm just reading into this a little bit because of what his other tweet said. That could be, just me reading into it. So we'll take that with a pinch of salt. But, that's a random tweet from him, unless it's just a nostalgic commemorative tweet of that pretty legendary Sergio Ramos SBC. So that's kind of the news of what this promo is. Foot Police also mentioned that he thinks it's related to flashback moments when players were decisive in important moments for their team, whether at the national or the club level. Of course, it's a World Cup year, and we're expecting a lot of World Cup content. So whatever players are in this promo, it could be for moments in international tournaments, not just tournaments thinking about, the Europa League or like FA Cup, Champions League, stuff like that. So that's the real, I guess, summary of what this promo looks like it's going to be about. Now, we don't have an official stats or anything like that. We still have a lot of players that are probably going to be leaked and still a lot of news about this promo. If the content actually is going to be kind of interesting, like they're talking about showdowns, icon picks, right? That makes me think maybe two versions of the same icon. We'll have to see. And then more specific content. There's definitely some more leaks to come. So, but without diving too heavy into it, it just looks better, right? It just looks like a step up, especially knowing how Evos have been recently. How can you not turn up the heat with Evos a little bit with a promo like this, and with a 3-step tournament that is in here? Like, this is super intriguing to me, that it's a daily refreshing tournament, that you win one, you qualify for the next one, you win that one, you qualify for the next one. And the fact that this final tournament here, as we've already discussed and looked at, has a really random requirement of using an in-progress Founder's Evolution. Like, that's what it says. In progress Founder Evolution plus special item players minimum 1. There is something happening this weekend that we don't know about yet. And for right now, that's a big question. And we're going to figure it out pretty soon, I'm sure. But it just looks like this promo is going to be better than what Future Stars has been to some different degrees, specifically with just fun content. So we're going to keep covering all the leaks here as we see them, of course. Again, leaks, right? We were bashing them yesterday, but when they're right, a lot of the time, we're, of course, going to keep looking at them. Still, the whole leak conversation, man, that's the whole thing, man. I just can't stop thinking about how leaks impact this game negatively, but also positively sometimes as well. Like, that's just, you could do YouTube videos every day about that with how the leaks are impacting the game. But anyways, I digress. Let's close that book there and move into what we're talking about for today's content on Tuesday. Because speaking of fun content, we had a really fun SBC last Tuesday. It was the first one that we have had of the entire year. And when they added the first one to the code, we also saw they added a second one to the code. Guys, that is the Future Stars team on upgrade. You can't see it here. It's kind of stuck behind the face cam. But last week on Tuesday, we had this SBC. It was an 83 rated squad plus a team of the week, which is great if you're an inform investor like me, because everybody wanted to do this. It gave you a chance at packing an Impacts promo card from Future Stars, and it was dirt cheap. A very fun SBC for sure, and there was a Team 2-pack, like we just mentioned, in the code. So we're expecting, as this one expires today, for a Future Stars Team 2 upgrade to be a part of the content today, as well as something new replacing the 86x2 upgrade pack. Now, we had the 85x3 multiple weeks before this, but maybe they'll switch it up this week. Maybe we'll get an 85x4. Maybe we'll get a player pick. Like, would you rather have an 85x3 pack, or would you rather have like an 88 plus 1 of 3, or maybe an 87 plus 1 of 3 player pick? I think I'd rather have the 85x3 personally for more fodder cards. But, you know, that's something we got to watch out for today. Something's going to replace that. Something is going to replace that as well. And we're down to our last 2 days, by the way, of the 83x10 SBC, which is kind of unfortunate, but we are down to our last few days on that. Also, the campaign rewind player pick is going to refresh today. That's, of course, the one that gives you the SBCs in the player pick, and it requires 2 informs. So you have 2 informs being required there. You have informs in your 8310 as always. You have informs in a Future Stars Team 2 upgrade potentially today. That's why we love the potential inform investment, and hopefully their price is rising with less supply even further today. Now, some other small things. We could have an Evo. Be watching out for Evo leaks, of course, as always. There's potential with that. And then I think we're going to have the end of the Flash Rush event. If you're trying to get that Flash Rush event done, it's in the campaign tab. That's where it is. That's going to be expiring today. There is SP in there. And I pinged. Is this a pinged pass evolution? Yeah, pinged pass base playstyle Evo for a max 87 rated card. So that's going away today if you do want to get that done, as is the weekly rush points. Still waiting for EA to put better packs in there, or slightly better packs than what they usually do. So really, content-wise today, it's kind of about the SBCs, unless we have an Evo leaked ahead of time. And of course, it's going to be about the market as well, trying to make some coins. Biggest tip I can give you guys: whatever you bought your informs for, whether you paid 15K, whether you're paying 14,000 coins, whether you packed them, list them up for lazies between an hour to 30 minutes before the content drop today, so that when everybody is going and doing the SBCs, your cards are expiring and people are going to go and buy those, and there's a higher chance you could sell for more coins to lazy buyers. So that is my tip to you guys today, listing those cards up on the market. I don't have any packs to open except for silver packs, which I don't think we're going to pack a promo card from, but still cannot get over the fact that we hit a 600,000 coin promo card from a pack in the video yesterday. That was pretty phenomenal. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this knockout royalty promo. I know, of course, as things go with the leaks, we kind of have to temper our expectations a little bit, because you never know what EA is going to do until you actually see and hear more about what this promo is going to bring. But again, like I said, it's got to be better than Future Stars right now, right? Especially if Evos are going to turn up a bit. We'll talk about it more in the stream today. We'll see if we have any more new leaks. So make sure, if you're not following on the Twitch stream or coming by the YouTube streams at the content drop each day, make sure you do that, of course. The links are down below in the description to get involved with the other social media channels as well: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all the good stuff. So get it followed up there if you're not. But that's going to be the video for me today, guys. Have a great Tuesday, and I will see you guys in the stream today. Roll on Future Stars for the last couple of days. At least we can have some fun today with the guaranteed pack. I will catch you guys in the stream for those today. It's been Nate for the TheFutAccountant there. Peace out.